So AH and one of her main co-conspirators, the Washington Post, accidentally wrecked themselves by aiming a Taylor Lorenz hit piece at me once again, one that included my name and where I'm from this time. And really drink this in. I am the only person named in this, so I'm the only person targeted by this hit piece. Yeah, the person that AH brought up over half a dozen times in the courtroom, they're treated like this. That really gets the old noggin jogging, right? Now, this hit piece is such a flaming dumpster fire that it doesn't disclose that its source has a paid relationship for AH, one that they didn't disclose in their quote-unquote research material. You know, research material that if you look at it, they've ghost edited because it was so bad, they've been called out on it on a worldwide stage on social media. Not only that, but the Washington Post, they didn't talk about their conflicts of interest either. You know, like they published the op-ed for AH that lost in the courtroom that's still up, by the way. That's right. They never took it down. And on top of that, Washington Post and Taylor Lorenz, they've come after me before. They were embarrassed nationally because of this too. Yeah, this is how places get sued. You and we are going to go over that today too. Oh man, fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. Now share this everywhere if you would. Why? Because this is not only one of the nastiest attack pieces that I have seen aimed at me, but it's also one of the most embarrassing for the people putting it together. So embarrassing, in fact, that I don't think the Washington Post, they actually want to own this thing. Why? Because they wrecked themselves in it. I mean, it's essentially calling out the people responsible on accident for it. They tried to ghost this thing too. I mean, they put it behind a paywall. They didn't announce it coming out. They pushed it out on a Sunday. Taylor Lorenz has been pushing it, but she's the only one. And she's blocked me, by the way. Now, how is this an own, you might ask? Well, this thing is supposed to be about female content creators, but content creators that experience the worst aimed at them. You know, they get stalked, they get bullied, they get harassed and on, Sounds like something that I deal with quite a bit. In fact, the Washington Post right here, I mean, while they're talking about people having waves of angry followers sent to them attacking, they talk about doxing and on. They mention female YouTubers that have dealt with this stuff, but they don't mention who did this to them. Why? Because they have to have a bad guy in here. That bad guy, it's going to be me. I'm the only bad guy in this article. The way that they come to this, too, it is so deceptive and it is so misleading. Essentially, they do interviews. They talk about policy. Again, nothing to do with myself. I have never come in contact with any of these folks until you get a statement by one person saying, I was getting called AH a lot during the trial. That's all it takes for Taylor Lorenz to say, that's how we're going to go after that umbrella guy. She says, because of a statement like that creators, plural, not that creator, creators, plural, said that the AH versus JD defamation trial was a pivotal moment in online harassment landscape, emboldening misogynist YouTubers and allowing them to collectively amass millions of followers. Now, is this a statement about YouTubers? Not at all. It has nothing to do with that at all. But she makes that about it. She casually glosses over the fact that JD, he won. You know, all of the nastiness, the maligning, including the company she works for. Got to throw that out the window. Why? Because those people over there, they're monsters. Now, she does this so she can put my name, my real name, into something. In fact, just like she did to Legal Bites, just like she's done to Libs at TikTok, she tries to ignore channel names. She uses real name over and over again. In fact, she doesn't refer to me at all really by my channel name. She refers to me by my real name. And she does this while saying, that dude there, you know, that guy from Tennessee, well, experts are calling him a misogynist. Now, there's no proof of any of these claims whatsoever in here. I'll show you what she throws at it. But her expert, there's not experts plural mentioned in this. There's one person. I wouldn't call them an expert either. I would call them what she says. I would call them a research firm specializing in disinformation. I would say that's correct. They definitely put out a lot of disinformation. Here's Chris Boozy, though. This is the guy making his statements, trying to take the channel down, whom they're taking as experts, plural. This guy also, if you've never heard of him, he put out a report back in July. That report, it said back in 2020, AH's legal team, they contacted us. In fact, they hired us for work. Yeah, do you see any kind of disclosure or disclaimer about that? No, just like any other conflict of interest, it's not here. Why? Because that doesn't work into this narrative. That's how you get sued, Taylor. That's so dumb. Now, also, she said, I reached out. I didn't get any comment. But she admits to seeing my response to it because I put it online. So this is funny because she saw it and yet she ignored almost everything that I said. I said things like I have almost a 60% female viewership. I directed that comment at her because I knew that she would see it too. She totally ignored that while saying, you know what? That guy actually, he's part of Comicsgate. That is a word, by the way, they created. You have people like Taylor Lorenz. They created, I explained this in the video. They say, opposed to diversity. Yeah, my comic team alone, I have worked with people they would call POC. Oh, man, you're opposed to diversity, but you hire folks there. Yeah, that's really opposed, right? You're a misogynist, and yet 4 people on my team right now, females. I have 2 kids in real life. They are our heroes in our new book. We have a female writer attached to the project. We have another female creator attached as well. Sexism, right? What the reality of Comicsgate is, just to note this quickly, you have people like Taylor Lorenz that try to ruin people's life. People like Ethan Van Sciver. Folks like myself, we grabbed that name from them. We took it. We effectively monetized it. That's not opposed to diversity, and it's also not proof of anything that she claims. She also goes back to 2019. She said, hey, look at these. You have 2019 comic book numbers. Talks about social justice or woke culture. That's a tax. That's also a tax as well. Again, where's the proof of misogyny? Nothing. She goes on to other subjects. Again, doesn't have anything to do with me. Talks about, this is YouTube. This is what they do. They turn a blind eye. Here's some more channels. This is actually what they talk about. People say mean things. Oh, man, this is what we've endured. Yeah, I'm the bad guy in this. Like I said, they use me as the place to say, these places, they are attacked again and again. They don't name any of their attackers. That's what that's what freaking the Washington Post, that's what Taylor Lorenz they represent. Like I said, this is how you get sued. I mean, in real life, for real, because you try to damage, you try to defame, you try to bully because of just vendetta. It's not my fault that Taylor Lorenz made a fool of herself nationally. It's not my fault that Washington Post or lost. But they want to blame me. And therefore, in blaming me, they want to really, really take you down.